We are at Cork IT for the 2019 Cork City Sports. A great crowd as usual, a full house as always. So now this is the women's 100 metres hurdles. Megan Mars, Christy Moorman, Sarah Lavin, Jasmine Miller, Gemma Bennett and Elizabeth Morland are the six in this. Lavin's had a brilliant year.
There we go.
Away first time. Lavin has started really strongly and Moorman too alongside her. Lavin's in control at the moment and looking very good. It's between Lavin and 5 and Moorman and 4. Moorman with a slight advantage. Lavin took a real hit there right at the end and Moorman wins it 13.30. Victory for Christy Moorman over Sarah Lavin, but only just.
Sarah, second place. How are you feeling after that?
Good, yeah. I mean, I came to win and I messed up on the second last hurdle. But to be honest, I called it well 10 minutes with my coach. And I told her I had fallen in warm up and it was just one of those things that literally happened 10 minutes before you go out. So I was a bit late getting to the start line, but I'm delighted I still raced, to be honest. I'm just a little bit shocked.
Are you injured? How are you feeling after a fall?
It was great that it didn't happen in the actual race, but I'm just kind of, you know, when the adrenaline is going, I feel like I'm being silly, to be honest, but I've had a great season and I'll absolutely get another race, but conditions tonight are so good that I was just hoping to clock a really quick time, but it wasn't to be.
But it was great to see you here, Sarah, especially when you think back. We're listening to your name at the start and they were talking about you being here in 2012, 2014, and here you are again, second.
Yeah, no, exactly. It is great, and I've had the best season of my life between fourth at World Universities and even just really good runs at the European Games this year. That I would have given anything this time last year to think that this is, but I think there is a PB in me and I'm so close to it. So I think I'll get another few races in hopefully, and I want to get into those 13 ones.
So victory for Christy Moorman of Canada, only just 13.30 seconds. Sarah Lavin second for Ireland, 13.55, and Yasmin Miller of Britain third, 13.61. The men's 3,000 metres walk, Callum Wilkinson of Britain goes in this, the fastest PB of the field, and 4 going for Ireland, led by Alex Wright and Brendan Boyce. We've got a lap to go then in this men's 3,000 metres walk, and Callum Wilkinson of Britain is well in control, leading at the bell by around 6 or 7 seconds from Alex Wright and home soil of Lee Vale AC, Dick Hooper.
The story of this race basically broke down to Wilkinson versus Alex Wright of Ireland, old teammates, old rivals. Wilkinson broke Wright with about 3 laps to go, kept putting in surges on the back straight, both of them walking very well. Wilkinson close to his personal best. He has a personal best of 10.52. He's looking to break 11 minutes tonight. He'll go close, and Wright is not too far behind. Conditions reasonably good. Bit of a breeze in the home straight, temperature very good, very small field but a very high class field. Wilkinson and Wright, as aforementioned. Brendan Boyce, a 50k walker, an Olympian from Donegal, and the younger men Cian McManaman and David Kenny, who's only 20 years of age. So all internationals, all seasoned walkers. Wilkinson rounding the bend now, on his way to the finish, and looking, as I say, to maybe possibly break 11 minutes.
Well, Wright finished 10th in the European Championships in Berlin and was looking good for a medal for a long time, but Callum Wilkinson is going to get the victory here. His PB is 10.52, which he's not going to break, but he is going to get the win, and that is going to be significant for him. 10.59 dead for Callum Wilkinson as he gets the victory for Britain. Alex Wright is going to come through in second place here, with Brendan Boyce third and Cian McManaman in fourth.
Alex Wright, very good time as well, 11 minutes 6 seconds, and a personal best for Brendan Boyce, so he'll be pleased that his speed is in good shape.
So now the women's 100 metres, sponsored by Centra, and what a field we have in this, including the Irish record holder Phil Healy, but up against the American duo Ciara Parker and Candice Hill, who are both tremendously talented as well. Hill, the world under-20 champion of 2016 in the 100 metres. Ciara Parker had the 60 metres indoor world lead earlier this year. But Jessie Barr, Phil Healy, the one everybody wants to see here, the Irish record holder, 11:28.
Yeah, I mean, you may have heard the crowd cheering in the background. All that cheer was for Phil Healy, our local athlete. Back from a nasty foot break, set her back by 12 weeks, still came back to the World University Games and placed 6th in that 200 metres. So pulled herself back into really good shape, and it says a lot about herself and her coaching team, Shane McCormack, how they could pull her back into it. She's up against it with Candice Hill in the lane outside her, who's a personal best of 10.98. So 10.98 and 11.25 season's best. So she is going to start super quick. But it'll be good for Phil. Hopefully it's going to drag her to a good time. On the other side of her, she's Samoy Hackett, who was silver medalist in the Commonwealth Games last year for Trinidad and Tobago. 11.40 her season's best. So on paper, Phil, one of the slowest season's best, but hoping for a good time tonight. So
Madoon 1, Runnigan 2, Phillip 3, Parker 4, Hill 5, Healy 6, Hackett 7 and Joan Healy in 8. So Phil Healy in 6, but look at this start from Asha Phillip at Great Britain. She's gone away brilliantly, Asha Phillip. Healy's fighting back into it. Phillip holding on, but just edged out in the end. As victory goes to Candice Hill. Ciara Parker looked to be second. Asha Phillip third. Phil Healy was fourth, and 11.38 the winning time. Asha Phillip, that is so close to her season's best. But the 4x100 metres, Olympic bronze medalist, world silver medalist, European champion twice over in Zurich and Berlin, the Commonwealth Games champion in the 4x1. Indoors she's been great, European indoor champion in Belgrade 2 years ago. But it is Hill who gets the win here, the first high school student to go under 11.1 in the 100, and Phil Healy this time was fourth.
Yeah, that first 50 metres, I thought maybe if I talked up the wrong athlete here, but Asha Phillip is better known as a 60 metre specialist, and she's always going to be such a quick start. And you could see her in the green in lane 3 there. She just took out of those blocks beside her Ciara Parker, and the two of them commanded the race. And Candice Hill just strided out in those last 20 metres and didn't even, you can see she's having to work hard here and then relax across that line. Excited to see what she can do later on again, but you know, that wind is strong today. 11.38 wasn't up, they were up against it. Holds the championship record for the World Junior Championships from 2016. She's a super talent.
Candice Hill wins 11.37, Ciara Parker second 11.46, with Asha Phillip third 11.47 and Phil Healy 11.49. Let's cross down to Marie Crowe.
Fourth place, how are you feeling after that?
I'm really happy to come out here to race in Cork, get it back to Cork, and it's my first and last 100 of the year. The conditions are really swirling. I felt it was a minus wind because it's cutting across the whole way, so I'm just really happy to come out here, being able to run a 100 and be back racing again.
And how's the injury? Are you back fully fit again?
Absolutely, yeah. So I was at World University Games in the middle of July, so I finished 6th there, and that was the main aim. And obviously breaking your foot isn't ideal 12 weeks before World University, so yeah, it was hard, but I'm back, I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to taking it on to World Champs in late September.
That was a very strong field out there as well today.
Absolutely, it's great that the organisers of Cork City Sports can bring over such an international field, like absolute top quality throughout the whole thing. So I'm really happy to race these girls and take it on to the 200 later on.
And you must be happy to be home as well?
Definitely, it's another excuse to come back to Cork. It has been a while, so yeah, I love coming to race here in Cork, home crowd all the time, so it's absolutely super.
Great, thanks Phil.
Thank you.
Because of course in the last few weeks, 6th in the Universiade as well in Naples. Here's the field for the men's 100 metres with super value. 5 from the United States: Gray, Demps, Webb, Kemp and Belcher. Sydney Siame, very talented athlete from Zambia, national record holder in the 1 and the 2, and Leon Reid, who in the past year of course has taken a Commonwealth Games bronze medal for Northern Ireland for representing Ireland here. So Gray, Demps in 2, Webb in 3, Kemp 4, Belcher 5, Siame 6, Reid 7 and Boateng is in 8. And away first time and a solid start in 2 by Jeff Demps of the United States. But here goes Kemp in 4. It's between Kemp and Demps, and oh, that is a photo. 10:20, and as we see it on the line, that's as close to a dead heat as you're going to get between Jeff Demps and Demet Kemp in 2 and 4. And with the naked eye, I could not split them.
I couldn't split them. It's confusing with their names, it's confusing with their times. I wouldn't be able to call it. Derek Kemp in lane 4, who's in our shot there, looked like he had it all his own way, and Jeff Demps was a little bit out of his eye shot and just came up in that last 20 metres. Watch it again. Derek Kemp in lane 4 had a flyer of a start, really, really quick out of those blocks. Jeff Demps in lane 2, much messier out of those first 20 metres, but just so powerful. If I was to call it, Will, I think I'd give it to lane 2. I think I'd give it to Demps. Oh, no.
That was immensely tight between Demps and Kemp, though, that's for certain.
It's been given to Kemp.
Kemp's been given it. 10.19. Rounded down, so obviously Demps may have been given the same time, but Kemp has been given the victory. Derek Kemp given it by 100th of a second. 10.19. Demps in second, 11.20, with Belcher in third. But what a win, what a tight win in the end for Derek Kemp. We've got the world champion of the men's long jump going in this for South Africa, Luvo Manyonga. But some good talent from across the way as well.
And look, there he is, getting the crowd behind him.
And it's right in front of the main crowd here, Manyonga. So remember, 8 metres 15 is the all-comers record from 1990. He's gone a good distance. He gets the white flag. So, potential here for the world champion of doing something major straight away.
And we're being told the stadium record is 7.91. Could he be smashing that as well? That was a big jump, and he had to change his stride coming into that last step. You can see it here. He just had to shuffle a little bit. That's for any opening jump, that looked good.
But 8.11. So the all-comers record still waits. Breaks the stadium record held by the Lithuanian Mikalaitis Pavilas from 2012, but still a bit to go to get the all-comers record, which is what we really want to see. 8.11 in this opening round. And in second place right now, 7.60 is Tim Duckworth. Third with 7.49, Jesse Thibodeau of Canada. So Manyonga now with his third attempt of the competition. So he leads on 8.11. 7.96 most recently. Here he comes, Manyonga. That was close to the plasticine. He pulled out of it. I think it's going to be a red flag anyway, and irrespective of that, it's not a great jump. It's been given a white flag.
He still leads the competition, so he says 2 more jumps to try and get something further.
It would have been very charitable to give him a red flag. He's given himself a red flag. Yeah, right idea.
I don't think they know what he's doing
They
here.
studied that plasticine very closely.
Yeah, he's a real... There you go now. Be careful what you do with those flags, because he will correct you. He's a real showman. He loves it, and the Cork crowd are really, really warming to him. They're really, really responding to him, and they love to have someone who just gets the crowd going the way he does and just wants to be part of it all. Back to Ferran Sayers.
Now he's currently lying in 4th spot for Great Britain. 7.41 in the opening round. A foul in round 2, as you can see, in this Cork Airport men's long jump. That is a fair jump. Doesn't look as if he's again breached 8 metres.
Yeah, wind is still very, very swirly. You can see in the background at one stage it's 0.4 and then it's minus 1.1. So it's really, really tough for these athletes to judge not only their run-ups but the speed that they need to do into that run.
7 metres 37 for Ferran Sayers in that third round. It's the KBC Bank men's 400 metres hurdles. And again, a strong American field here. A Mary Latin of the United States, the Under-20 World Championship silver medalist, and Cornell Fredericks of South Africa, the Commonwealth Games champion from 2014 in Glasgow. A lot expected of him, and here's the fastest lifetime best in this, Jessie.
Yeah, Cornell would have had a really, really good year back in 2014, winning that Commonwealth Games, winning the African Championships and Continental Cup gold, as well as several Diamond Leagues. Not at his best this year, only running a 49.66, which is well off his 48.14 best.
Kunta in 2, Fredericks 3, Latin in 4, Kinzeria 5, Abuaku 6, French in 7, and Chalmers is in 8. Away this time. Another good start by Abuaku in 6. Kinzeria, the United States, in 5. Looking very strong also in the opening 100 here, and up very well. And Ameri Latin in the United States with his lifetime best this year of 48.66. Also flying right now and looking good in lane 3. Latin, the Under-20 World Championship silver medalist from 3 years ago now. French holding his own really well. Kinzeria and Latin moving really well as they come in towards the closing
I think
straight.
we've just lost Latin.
And they're spread out here. It's French and Kinzeria. And Kinzeria coming through to get the victory. Latin is well out of it. Kinzeria wins it. Kunta's in second place. And 50.40 is the winning time. David Kinzeria gets the win. And things have been looking so good for Latin, but with 2 hurdles to go, he went out.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think his stride pattern was just kind of a bit messy at that top end, and he just didn't even attempt that 8th hurdle there at about 300 metres into the race. I didn't really see. I just saw him. There he is there walking down the track, and he was the fastest in the field, so that's a real shame now that he had to pull out. But for some reason, hopefully it wasn't an injury and it was just a messed up stride pattern, because he was leading that race. Now he looked a bit ragged. I wonder did those two false starts put him off, because he had a bit of a slow start out of the blocks. Looking at Kunta there in lane 2 from France. And Cameron French had a great first 5 hurdles. That first 200 he was right up ahead of the pack in that lane 7, but he just got chased down by Kinzeria in that final 100 metres.
Well, let's see what happened to him. He pulled out there.
Yeah.
He pulled out there, and there seemed to be a kind of a grimace on his face, definitely. Kinzeria came through to get the win. Something must have been pulled by him, but Kinzeria came clear, and that's a good result for Kunta in second place, and Cornell Fredericks was in 3rd.
That was a tough race all round. Those conditions really, really did make it tough for those athletes out there, and those 2 false starts. It's a hard enough event already. You don't need all that extra distraction.
Feeling great, feeling really happy.
It was tough getting going. There was a technical fault and a false start, but it seemed to work in your favour then.
Yeah, the technical faults, it's part of the game, part of the sport, so had to deal with it, but then, the whole field, they get affected by it too, so just got to roll with it.
How's your season been going so far?
Season's good, just still working on some things, trying some new things out on the second half of our season after our nationals, and that was about 2 weeks ago. So just working on those things, trying to continue to get faster.
Have you enjoyed racing in Cork?
Oh yeah, absolutely. My family is actually from Ireland. They're from Mayo. Their last name McManaman, and this is the city that both my grandparents immigrated from. So I wanted to make sure to complete the circle here as well for the victory.
What about the rest of the season? Have you plans?
Rest of my season, soon to go to Birmingham, race there, compete there, try to get some points for the Diamond League, and then I'll stay in Europe until the USA versus Europe match, and that's what I'll be continuing to do.
Well, congratulations. Thank you. Thanks.
So David Kinzeria wins the men's 400 hurdles. 50.38 seconds. Kunta second for France, 51.00, and Fredericks third for South Africa, 51.21.
A lot of times down on season's best and personal best there. Really does show that the conditions, as you can see there, grey and a bit windy and a bit miserable, are affecting these athletes, unfortunately. But sometimes at these meets, times don't matter, and it's all about the win.
So the Henry Ford and Son women's 800 metres. And again, a really good field in this. Adele Tracy, the UK 800 metres champion, is in this. Olivia Baker, the under-20 world champion in the 4x4. Gold in that in 2014. Anna Seagrave as well for Britain. European under-23 bronze in the 800. A French indoor champion, Cynthia Nace also. Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner. Nadia Power, the European under-23s bronze medalist in the 800 metres. She goes in this for Temple Oak. Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner, it'll be interesting to see how she fares, just having come off a 7th place finish in the Universiade. So it's Brooks, Ace, Power, Cleirigh-Buttner, Seagrave, Baker, Tracy, Walcott Nolan, Chanel Price, who's on pace duties, and Lauren Johnson of the United States.
The Irish entry in this one is particularly interesting. Both athletes, Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner and Nadia Power, have been running really well this year. Nadia Power, of course, getting that European Junior medal recently. The race is on for an Irish woman to break 2 minutes. May not happen tonight, but Nadia Power looks like the athlete of the future. Siofra has been around for a few years. She's been tapping the door of that 2 minutes. Nadia Power suddenly has arrived on the scene and is putting it up to those more experienced athletes. But it's a very strong field.
So at the bell, it's Lauren Johnson, who's up there, of the United States. Elena Brooks there too, of Trinidad and Tobago, and Adele Tracy of Great Britain in 3rd spot. Taking our pacemaker out of the equation, Chanel Price, who's due to step off the track very, very soon. Lauren Johnson of the United States, strong running by her at the moment. Johnson, who tends to concentrate on longer distances, semi-finalist in her World Championships previously, and up ahead of Olivia Baker here in 2nd place, that under-20 World Championship gold medalist in the 4x4 and bronze in the 400 individually. 5 years ago now, and bit of a gap between them and the rest. Cynthia Nace coming up into 3rd spot, and now a chance for Baker to hit the front on the outside ahead of Johnson. Baker has pounced at the right time, ahead of Johnson, ahead of an ace, and it is going to be a big win here for Olivia Baker of the United States. It's an ace coming through in 2nd spot, and I think nicking 3rd was Siofra Cleirigh-Buttner, was it? I'm not sure it was. I don't think it was. Maybe Adele Tracy took 3rd there in the end.
I think Siofra was back a little bit there, but the story of the race from the Irish perspective is Nadia Power, who I would imagine got very, very close to her personal best. But it was a super race and super execution by Olivia Baker, the way she just pounced with about 150 to go and pulled away. And that straight is a long, long way when you add in the stiff breeze that's in that straight. Winning time 2:01.28, which is about par for the course, par for what you would have expected here tonight. All the girls are within a couple of seconds of that in their PBs, and they've run true to form here tonight. I'm anxiously waiting to see what Nadia Power got, because she got very close to her PB.
2:03.40 is her lifetime best from earlier this year. Price bringing them out. Solid opening 600 metres for Lauren Johnson, but then it began to go wrong for her, and I think she was edged out down into 4th maybe in the end. She went very strongly. She is a longer distance runner, so that sprint, that kick wouldn't be there so early on in the race. Olivia Baker wins 2:01.28 ahead of Cynthia Nace. Looks like Adele Tracy took 3rd in the end, and it was. So Baker gets the win.
Nadia, that was a fast race. How are you feeling after it?
Oh, great. That's exactly what I've been wanting all year. Like, it's been kind of hard to get into some faster races, I guess, before the European under-23s. But now, since I got the medal there, some doors are opening, and it's just, this is where I want to be, so I'm delighted.
And you've run a couple of PBs as well, and possibly you're waiting for your time here at 3rd one?
Yeah, it's looking like 3 in a row, hopefully. So, yeah, it's great. I didn't expect it to be in good shape in August. And I'm just really enjoying things. Pressure's off now, and I'm just racing to see what I can do, so it's great. Yeah,
things have really came together for you this season. Why is that so?
I think it's a move to an 800. I'm just really enjoying it. It's like really refreshing, just moving event down for the 15, and my coach Enda has just been doing so much work. I've been with him 2.5 years now. I think it only clicked this year, and I'm just enjoying it a lot, and I think Enda enjoying it is the reason, I guess. Yeah.
Well, congratulations and thanks very much.
So lovely evening again here in Cork. Olivia Baker taking the Henry Ford & Sons 800 metres, 2:01.26 ahead of an ace in second, Tracy in third, but a new lifetime best, third of the summer for Nadia Parr, 2:03.19 for Ireland. So the men's 800 metres with Cork City Council. Eric Sawinski, definitely a big name to watch here. He finished second last year. Isaiah Harris, who ran his season's best last Saturday in Memphis. Jake Whiteman for Britain, European indoor champion and European champion full stop. And Killian Kerwin also for Ireland going in this. But Mark English, the 3 times European Championship medalist, is, from an Irish point of view, the star of the field. And he finished second in the European Team Championships of the weekend, the national champion yet again, week before last.
Be interesting to see how Mark goes tonight. He loves racing on Irish soil. His 2 major events this year, he's won in the Athlone Indoor in February. He won the Irish National Championships. He's slowly rounding into form, and it's a good field up against it today. He's going to be put to the pin of his collar to win this one.
So it's Rudolph, Van Diepen, Ford, Sawinski, Whiteman, Harris, Reid, English, Thomas, Lucene, Kerwin, and the pacemaker from Belgium is Jan van den Broek. Well, it has been another excellent year for Mark English. That bronze medal claimed in Glasgow at the European Indoors. His second European indoor medal, having won silver in Prague in 2015. The pacemaker's way out in front. And then obviously the bronze that he won in Zurich in 2014. And the Belgian has got off so fastly that if he keeps running, he might end up actually winning this. But it's Isaiah Harris, that 1:46 that he ran last weekend in Memphis. Also tucked in well there is Lucene of France, the World University Games, the Universiade bronze medalist from 2017. There's the bell. English is tucked in 5th in reality at the moment. And Thomas also up there just ahead of him for Britain in 4th spot. English falling back a little bit. He's being overtaken all the time. And there's 5-6 men ahead of him right now, and English is falling back the way. It's a solid performance so far. Harris leads for the United States. Thomas is up there. Lucene is up there as well. Jake Whiteman looking to move up and hit the front for Britain here. Whiteman, who's won here previously, had a big win in Athlone a few years ago. Whiteman has had magnificent success in the European circuit, and he's fighting hard on the outside, Whiteman. But Harris is holding on, and Harris will get the win for the United States. Whiteman beaten. Thomas second, Whiteman third. 1:47.42 is the winning time. And Isaiah Harris took big control there. 1:47.42 the winning time. English was down the field in the end. Spencer Thomas in second, Jake Whiteman third for Great Britain.
Good win for Isaiah Harris, but a disappointing night, I would have to say, for the Irish. Mark English doesn't appear to have finished the race, and that will be a major setback for him. Not like him, because he normally runs so well on Irish soil. A mention for Killian Kerwin, who ended up being the first Irishman. Killian has had a good year. He finished 4th in the national championships. He finished about 5th or 6th tonight, very close to his personal best, I would imagine.
Yeah, English ended up pulling out of that in the end. Harris took control quite early on. So English was well tucked in, and then he just started drifting down the field. It has been a long season, and of course it goes on until October. In terms of the World Championships in Doha, he had dropped out at this stage. Harris comes through to get the win ahead of Thomas and Whiteman.
Whiteman's having a very good year. He's the son of Jeff Whiteman, a former GB man who was 4th in the European Marathon back in the days, in 1990, I think, in Split.
Isaiah Harris winning the men's 800, 1:47.41, ahead of Thomas in second, Jake Whiteman in third, with Lucene down in 4th, Killian Kerwin, the first Irishman, over the line in 8th, because Mark English didn't finish, pulled out with around 200 metres to go.
Isaiah, you won that the hard way. What was it like to run in it?
It's windy out here, but I'm proud of myself with going out with with the pacer. I was off him a little bit, but just going to the front and trying to make it an honest race. And it's not really one of my skills, racing from the front, but it's something that I've always wanted to work on. So it's something that the next few races I want to just get after it and try to make these races fast and like I said, work on something new.
Women's 3,000 metres will be up next, led by Helen Schlachtenhaufen of the United States, Genevieve Gregson as well of Australia, Michelle Finn going for Ireland, having taken the steeplechase title. As you can see, Manyonga going again, and a white flag for him in the long jump here. Manyonga going well out here. But has he managed again to come along and break the all-comers record as we are underway in the 3,000 metres. 8:20, it's Gregson, Thornhill, Arter, Coogan, English, Palladino, Tsutsui, Nishihara, Finn, Kidger, Schlachtenhaven and Sharp.
Fastest lady in the race is Genevieve Gregson of Australia. She's significantly faster than the rest, 9 or 10 seconds. The rest have personal best between 9 minutes, 9:20. One Irish girl in there, Michelle Finn from Leevale, who has been running really well all year. Personal best over 5,000 metres, won the national 3,000 metre steeplechase a few weeks ago on Santry and looked really good that day. She was chasing a World Championship qualifier and was just outside it, but on the new way of qualifying for these World Championships, she still has a good chance of being picked. So I think Michelle will be looking for a fast time tonight. Her PB is 9:19. So if she engages in this race, if she manages to stick in there, she's in ideal company. And we've got a situation now where we've a lead pack of 4. Gregson, Coogan, Schlachtenhaufen going down the back straight there, heading to the 2K mark. The 2K split will tell us a lot, Will, as regards what is going to happen. They would be looking for a time just under 6 minutes. They've got it. They're going to go through maybe 6:01, 6:02. Expect a faster last 1K. We're now down to 3.
And those 3 are Genevieve Gregson wearing 1, Charlotte Arter, Great Britain, wearing 3, and Katrina Coogan of the United States still out in front wearing 4. In terms of season's best, in terms of lifetime best, it's Gregson leading the way there with 8:49, but the season's best, it's Coogan indoors with that 9:01.16. Coogan still taking them through, 2 laps to go.
This is going to be a good old dust-up, I'd imagine. Coogan, Gregson battling it out there, and Arter as well. The 3 of them now with 750 metres to go, heading for the back straight. In a 3,000 metre race, a lung bursting last 600 tends to be what wins these type of races. And true to form, Coogan is having a go down the back straight, but they're not letting away. Gregson is closed, Arter is closed, and that could be Coogan's last effort. She will be disappointed to think that she hasn't broken them. She still has Gregson. It looks like she's weakened Arter, so it's Coogan and Gregson with 460 metres to go.
9:12.57 in Concord. That her lifetime's best, but indoors, that performance in Arizona in Fayetteville.
Sorry, it's Coogan and Arter. Gregson is the one who's falling back, so it's Coogan and Arter coming up to the bell and looking like the likely ones.
So the bell is on the way. Genevieve Gregson is out of the equation now. Katrina Coogan holding off Charlotte Arter. And here's the bell.
7:52 at the bell. Gregson, Arter, Coogan, Arter, with a gap back to Gregson of about 30 or 40 metres. She's out of it. We're down to Coogan and Arter. Who's the strongest? Who wants it the most?
Schlachtenhaven is fourth, and Tsutsui of Japan, who looked to be struggling earlier, has overtaken a lot. She's up into fifth, having finished 12th last year. So here comes the final shake-up. 200 metres to go. It's Katrina Coogan of the United States. It's Charlotte Arthur of Great Britain. They've burnt off Genevieve Gregson of Australia well. Gregson down in third place. It'll be an improvement on last year's fifth from the Nick Bideau coached athlete. But Coogan still leads here. Does Arthur still have a lot left?
Well, here comes the Arthur effort now. Coogan is strong. She's tough. Is she ready for this kick? One kick only is the motto when you're going for it. Here comes the Arthur kick. If Coogan can just hold that, then she will have the race. Coogan looks smoother. Arthur is tightening.
Still there. Coogan is still out, and Arthur doesn't have it. Coogan's going to get the win. 9:01.42 with Arthur in second spot. She grimaced the British athlete. Arthur couldn't overtake. Coogan gets the victory. And it was Genevieve Gregson in third. Schlachtenhaven is fourth. And what a result. Tsutsui in fifth. And in sixth spot, coming home, looks like Emily Hosker Thornhill, who's a very good cross-country runner too. We saw her up in Belfast in the Northern Ireland International, which unfortunately is not returning in January, but it should be back the following year. Well, Coogan led pretty much, even on account of the pacemaker, she led from start to finish.
Taking out the pacemaker, all right. Coogan, yes, she dictated that race. She did really well. She wouldn't let anybody past her from 3 laps out, and she proved she was the boss. She was the one who wanted it. Arthur thought probably going into the last lap that she had it because she was right on her shoulder, but then when she went to make the first move down the back straight, Coogan reacted and pushed on a bit. Coogan was very conscious of her coming around from 200 metres on each of the bends. She was ready for the pounce, and when the real pounce came with 100 metres to go, Coogan just dug deep and said, I want this, I'm going to get it, and there she goes.
And she absolutely did. Thumping win in the end for her. Coogan gets the result. And that's quite close to her overall lifetime best as well, you have to say. As we go to the John Buckley Sports men's 3,000 metres. Patrick Tiernan of Australia among the huge field here. Perez of Spain, Shane Healy, a large Irish contingent, along with Owen Everard, Conor Bradley, Conor Dooney, Jamie Rossiter. Patrick Tiernan wearing bib number 17 in this. Fifth in Lucerne a few weeks ago. It's a large field of 18. Our pacemaker from France is Yannick Calaf. And the meeting record from Craig Mottram in 2005, 7:38.
Patrick Tiernan, it sounds such an Irish name, but he is actually running for Australia.
So away we go then. The John Buckley Sports men's 3,000 metres. It's Tiernan, Bruchet, Abadia, Atkin, Oakley, Healy, Dahan, Travers, Reuter, Perez, Bock, Everard, Bradley, Dooney, Rossiter, Hopkins, Renitsky of the United States. And our pacemaker at the front for France is Yannick Calaf, whose lifetime best indoors is 8:05, which is decent. But Tiernan is actually wearing number 1 here, and he's seeded 1. He's the fastest lifetime best in the field of 7:37. Some really good results.
Good sprinkling of Irish athletes in there. I don't really expect any of them to be there when the race for medals comes in the last lap, but a very good opportunity for them to run a fast time, get a PB, and mix it there with athletes that are better than them and have the kick-on effect of improving them. Very good athlete from Spain in there, Antonia Abadia, 7:48 man. Tiernan is the fastest man in the race with his 7:37. And there's a few more with time significantly under 8 minutes, and 8 minutes is a good barometer for a 3,000 metre runner. Tiernan is on the shoulder already of the pacemaker, so he means business here tonight. He's committing.
Yeah, he finished 4th last year, did Patrick Tiernan. And the word early on was, oh, he could have qualified for Ireland, but obviously that was a long time ago. But Tiernan holding the advantage if you take our paceman out of it. Also up there is Simon Bock of Germany, who's in second position right now. Renitzky's in a solid spot as well. He's in third, realistically. And the Irish, Rossiter, Dooney, Bradley. In terms of the lifetime best, Shane Healy, the fastest, 7:52. And he's wearing number 6. Rossiter is well perched in there as well. And Jorben Reuter too. Jaime Rossiter of Ireland, 8:11:30.
Pacemaker's doing a good job. He's towing them along at about 63 seconds per lap. Slightly under 8 minutes. But the way Tiernan is running and his teammate Antonio Abadia there as well, both in the Nike blue colours there with the green. They're both second and third. They look poised. They look like they are eyeing each other. Both big men, both tall, strong looking athletes. Nice and smooth. 1K split, 2:37.
Tiernan and Abadia are now our top two. Abadia moving up for Spain, 7:48. It's as you were. Tiernan still leads Abadia. We'll go back to the finish, but we want to see Manyonga. 8:20 in the previous round. He has won it. So can he go beyond? Manyonga, season's best is 8:37. Here he goes, and it's a red flag.
Oh, big red flag. Unfortunately, his toes were way over the plasticine, but he's had fun. The Cork crowd has absolutely loved him here in the Cork IT, and it looks like he's loved it too. He's had a smile on his face from start to finish, and up and down in terms of his performances, but he's gotten the win, and he'll head to Doha with a win at Cork City Sports, which obviously everyone at the World Championships wants under their belt.
8:20, the winning distance. He has given us a lot to appreciate. 700 metres to go in the men's 3,000, and Tiernan still holds the advantage. And it's still him ahead of Abadia, but now a bit of movement because up comes Luc Bruchet of Canada right behind them, and the three fastest seeds in this race are the top three right now. It's Tiernan leading them out. It's Abadia in second spot, and Bruchet is in third, and very shortly it will be the bell.
Tiernan, Abadia, Bruchet, that's the story of the race. Tiernan with his long, tough, big, strong man leading them out as we head towards the bell. Abadia on his shoulder. Bruchet looks threatening. Difficult to say who'll win this one. Bruchet, Abadia are poised. Tiernan is stretching them out. He is the fastest man in the race. The fastest man should win. Will he win it tonight? Abadia looks poised, looks ready to go. Bruchet may be hanging on a little bit. So Tiernan, Abadia, there goes Abadia down the back straight. Has Tiernan got an answer? He's weakening. Abadia not breaking him though. Bruchet is the one under trouble. So now we've Abadia. Maybe if Tiernan gets a breather, he can take him as we come into the home straight again. Tiernan is not giving up. He's hanging on. Abadia is at full stretch now. Abadia made his move and thought he had it won. Tiernan looks poised. He looked ready. I think there's fight left in Tiernan yet, and here he comes, coming off the shoulder of Abadia.
Abadia is on the way to win for Spain, and it's going to be a good fast time as well. Tiernan in second place, Bruchet in third, and 7:48.27 the winning time. It's a season's best for Bruchet in third, Abadia just outside his lifetime best of 7:48.14. But that is a terrific win, and he pounced in that final 200 metres ahead of Tiernan, who looked very strong throughout a lot of that competition, but it didn't come to pass for him as Abadia gets the victory, gets the result, gets the big win. 7:48.27. Tiernan second, Bruchet is in third. The Irish quartet down the field a little bit, unfortunately, but Abadia has got a massive result here. Antonio Abadia with a marvellous success. Shane Healy coming through 8:49, by the way.
The significant thing about Shane
Over
Healy
50 record.
Shane Healy is a 51-year-old man. He ran in the Olympics back in Atlanta 23 years ago, and he was looking for an Irish 3,000 metre record. I think he got it. Back to the story of the race, Abadia and Tiernan, what a battle. It was a great race.
Very close actually to a world record as well.
First Irishman home in the race there was Owen Everard.
Great crowd here tonight, getting louder and louder every year.
Yeah, was going for that over 50 world record
John McHale is going to be bringing us another presentation. It looks like the pole vault.
in the 3,000 metres. It was interesting to see his name in the field.
Jump still going on there as well.
You're used to it, but how was it for you?
Yes, thank you in first place. And sorry for my English. I am from Spain, and ever I travel to Ireland or Great Britain, every people say, "Oh, you are Spanish." I'm very sorry for my English level, but I must improve. I promise I improve. But for me, the best thing or the best important thing in this meeting is all the people who cheer us, and I think this is the excited for our sport.
It was very enjoyable to watch anyway. What was it like to run in it?
Yes, I'm very happy because Patrick Tiernan is one of the best runners in the world, not only in Australia, and he wants me. I lose the number of victory over me, and I'm very happy for it, and because the public and everything was very excited with the final, and I think that is the most important in this type of race.
So it was a special occasion for you?
Yes, for me it's very special. I ran in Ireland, I think 10 years ago in one European Championship, and I have this. It's difficult for me because it's not a good race for me last time, but today I have very happy for this victory.
Congratulations, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a good win. Look at the way he pounced, because Patrick Tiernan looked to control that, Dick. But then there was a massive overtaking manoeuvre, and Abadia from here was the top man.
Absolutely, yeah. Abadia made his move, and Tiernan covered it nicely and hauled him back in and looked like he was the man. And then when they came off the final bend, when Tiernan went to make what he thought was his winning move, Abadia got the better of him. So Abadia's strength really down the home straight was the key thing there, and he hung on. But it was a very good race, and the last 1K was exceptionally good.
So here's the result. Abadia wins 7:48.26. Pat Tiernan in second, 7:49.13. Luc Bruchet in third for Canada, 7:49.84. Shane Healy just missed out the over 50 world record, 8:49.71. Owen Everard, the top Irish finisher, in 12th.
Correction, Conor Bradley, first Irishman, 7:58.
But it is a national record for Ireland all the same for Shane Healy, and magnificently achieved too. Brittany Renzi and Nicola Dorr among the crowd here, the European Para-Powerlifting Championship bronze medalist. Liam Hennessy, Athletics Ireland president for a good few years and still involved all the way. As we go into the leisure world, 800 metres T54, this is men's wheelchair, and we have one of these every year. For Britain, Sam Kolick, Ben Rowlings, Isaac Towers. We've seen two of those three in major championships. Patrick Monaghan of Ireland, along with Killian Dunn, Scotland's Kyle Brotherton, and Northern Ireland's Jack Agnew.
All significantly sub 2 minutes, and the starter is bringing them off.
And away we go. Kolick in 2, Rowlings 3, Towers 4, Monaghan 5, Brotherton 6, Agnew 7, Killian Dunn in 8 in this men's T54. 800 metres. Expect a lot really from Rowlings and Towers. It always tends to be the case between these two on the domestic circuit, but we shall see. Agnew started very well. He was in the Europeans in Berlin last year, not in the Olympic Stadium, but they were held right up in the north of the city. He finished 10th in the 1500 metres. A Belfast rider, and Agnew leading at the moment. Killian Dunn in second position as they jostle into place. Monaghan currently in third spot, and in fourth behind him is Ben Rowlings.
Well, great to see the Irish get in there and put it up to our visitors. 3 Irishmen in the lead there. It's always tougher on a wheelchair to lead than in an actual foot race, running race. So they're really going for it. They've gone through in about 55 seconds. So for some of them it's on personal best, but for our 2 visitors, Rowlings and Towers, that's quite slow.
Agnew and Dunn doing really well at the moment. They're our top 2, but for how much longer? Expect some movement, and it's coming now. Rowlings and Towers, it wasn't going to be very long before they got into action, and Monaghan as well. The real jostling underway at the front. Ben Rowlings out in front ahead of Patrick Monaghan. Monaghan trying to take him on the outside. Our 2 long-term leaders have fallen back, Agnew and Dunn. So it's Ben Rowlings of England, of Britain, on the inside, Patrick Monaghan on the outside, and it's firmly between these 2. Really tight finish this is going to be. Rowlings trying to hang on, but Monaghan hits out in front, and Monaghan wins for Ireland. Rowlings in second place, and third for Jack Agnew. Well, what a contest that was.
That's a fantastic win for Pat Monaghan. He just outside his personal best, but he won't care. He got the scalps, he got the victory. That sheer animal satisfaction of winning, and the way he came down the straight, he was a man possessed. A fantastic performance from Patrick.
1:47.97 his winning time. It's close to his lifetime best of 1:45.5. Well, they got out really well, particularly Agnew and Dunn, and they actually dictated the race. The 2 men who were in lanes 7 and 8 for a lot of it, unusually so. 800 metres can be quite tactical, but in the end it was a real sprint between Monaghan and Rowlings, and this time Patrick Monaghan of Ireland has taken it. A fantastic result, a marvellous win for the man who finished 4th in the 800 metres in the Europeans in Berlin a year ago. That was a great contest. Patrick Monaghan from Kildare. The line-up for the women's hammer, which we're joining now. Tracy Anderson from Sweden, who was to the fore in last year's event. For Ireland, Michaela Walsh and Mairead O'Neill. For Britain, Hayley Murray and Zoe Price. And for Germany, Charlene Whiter and Caroline Pleiser. Tracy Anderson then, finished second last year. So 65.41, needs to improve on that by 4 centimetres. Charlene Whiter leading with 65.45. Anderson, can she improve with a final round attempt? Well, it's beyond 60 metres, and that might be good enough to win. It's an impressive throw, definitely. But has it been enough to put Anderson into the lead right at the end? Yes, it has. 65.85, and Tracy Anderson goes into the lead. 65.85 for Anderson, and she might just have won it. Terrific from the Swede, particularly after her start, but trying to get back right on top, Caroline Plaza. And that's around the same range, 65.85 to beat. Janae Stewart yet to go for the United States. Looks like that has been called a foul. It was beyond 60 metres, but Whiter obviously wasn't happy with it. Janae Stewart of the United States.
Three competitors in the Cetra 100 metre
and that is a serious throw. And she's got a white flag. That could completely change the leaderboard. Coming from literally nowhere. That looks well beyond 60 metres. 69 metres 20, and that is the win for Janae Stewart. That is an awesome throw. Well, what a way to win it. Right at the end, with the final throw of the competition. And she was nowhere near the leaders before that. Stewart gets the victory. Tracy Anderson was second. Charlene White of Germany third. And Caroline Paisler was fourth. We've got the result of the Cork Airport. Men's long jump, Luvo Manyonga taking it for South Africa, 8 metres 20. Tim Duckworth second for Britain, 7.72. Jessie Thibodeau third for Canada, 7.49. Shane Howard, the top Irish finisher, in sixth. So the women's 200 metres, sponsored by BAM Ireland, who are the overall sponsors of the Cork City Sports. Phil Healy broke the Irish record in this last year. Can she do it again? Also in this for Britain, Ashley Nelson, Bianca Williams, Finette Agyapong, who's had a really good year. The Norwegian indoor champion, Helena Ronigan, goes in this also.
Well, she's had a really long season, has Phil. Back off that, proof that you can come back from an injury and bounce back just as good, if not better. So like I said, she'll have Ashley Nelson on the outside to chase down Peyton Chadwick from the USA, who's a 23.07 personal best and season's best. So good people around Phil to try and push it to that win.
Barry in 1, Hill 2, Chadwick 3, Healy 4, Nelson, Wellesley, Williams, Agyapong in this women's 200 metres. And Healy is away very well, but Nelson's away better. That 22.85, her lifetime best from earlier this year as they straighten up. Healy is still well in contention though. Healy's fighting hard in 4, Nelson going well in 5, but it's going to be Candice Hill who's on the way for Great Britain. And Hill wins it. Nelson in second place. Third was Agyapong in the end, and Healy was fourth, and 23.08 was the winning time. Candice Hill of the United States. That was a thumping victory.
That was a season's best for Candice Hill. Now, we shouldn't have written her off like we did. A 22.43 personal best is Candice Hill, and she's just got those big, long limbs, and she just when she opens up her stride the same way she did to win that 100 metres earlier, she doesn't have the best of starts. It was all about Ashley Nelson in that first bend. She really took off, and you could see why she did do that sub-23 earlier this year. Her first 50 metres, she really put it to the rest of the girls. Phil kept with her around that bend. She really fought hard, and Candice Hill in that tight inside lane in lane 2, you can see here where she gets onto the straight, and just in that last 50 metres has another gear that the other girls just don't seem to have. And keep an eye on Finette Agyapong in lane 8 there, who might have snuck through to get that silver second, if not the bronze, behind Ashley Nelson. But Candice Hill is our double sprint champion tonight, and a worthy victor.
They are awarding medals here as well, and she might just have managed to get up into second place, Agyapong, but Candice Hill gets the result, 23.08, and that was a really good victory. 23.07 has been rounded down to, and that is a season's best by a long way. Nelson in second for Great Britain, Agyapong in third, and Phil Healy 23.40. She was in fourth place.
Well done, a great performance. How are you feeling?
I feel really amazing right now. The season was a little rocky for me. I just got off doing my trials for the World Champs, and I didn't get the results I wanted, so I was hoping I'd come out here and turn it all around and get some positive results.
A very strong field out there as well. It's nice to finish on top.
It's amazing to finish on top. These girls are all talented. These girls have ran so fast this year, and just taking it all feels so amazing.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah, good win for Candice Hill, and she has a season's best also. The BAM Ireland men's 200 metres. Marcus Lawler goes in this. Up against Leon Reid. Sydney Siame going also in 5. So the men's 200 metres. Broome in 1. Ibokwe in 2. Jabulwana 3. Lawler 4. Siame 5. Reid 6. Gray 7. And McLean in 8 for the United States. Former Pan Am Junior champion. away this time. Solid start by them all. Reid will be interesting to see in 6. He's away very well. And so too is Gray in 7 for the United States. It's really level at the moment. Lawler and Siame, and here goes Jobodwana. Jobodwana moving up for South Africa. It's going to be a tight finish here. McLean is up there, and McLean wins it ahead of Siame, 20.60. It is a season's best for McLean. Siame's lifetime best was 20.16 from earlier this year, but Sean McLean,
he's happy.
the winner in Oslo, takes the victory in the 200 here.
And he's happy with that. Some dance moves being shown. As I said, we were to watch out for the 2 Irish. Leon Reid had a shocker of a first 60-70 metres. I don't know what happened. You can see here he's just falling behind, and he was way behind the pack here, which is really unlike Leon. He's usually a really good starter, but he pulled it back really, really well and able to get that scalp on Marcus. But all the way on in lane 8, Sean McLean just ran his own race, ran a nice clean race, really steady, and just relaxed at the end. Just checked, where's everyone else? Got this.
Jobodwana was 3rd by the looks of it. Lawler well down. Well, they would have liked to have performed a bit better, but McLean is the ultimate performer there. Good win.
Congratulations, you finished so strong. It must have been an enjoyable race to run.
It was very good. I've been dealing with a lot of injuries this year, so I was happy to finally compete with no pain.
And such a strong field as well.
Yeah, it was a very good field, but I knew I could take it. Simple as that.
Must give you great confidence now for the rest of the season. Are you going to run some more?
I got a couple races, but I'm focused on next year. Injury set me back, so I'm trying to bounce back. That's it.
Have you enjoyed racing in Cork?
Yeah, it's my 3rd time here. It's unfortunate that I can't get a better lane draw, so I got to prove that I deserve it. That's it.
Well done and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Didn't need a good lane draw in the end. He got the win. Sean McLean with the victory, 20.58 seconds. Sydney Siame 2nd, 20.71. And Leon Reid in 3rd, 20.89. Jobodwana was 4th, Lawler 6th.
So Leon won the Battle of the Irish there today, even after a poor start by his standards. So wasn't to be for the Irish today.
So the Johnson Controls men's mile. What a field going in this. Corey Belmore, lifetime best 3:57. Sam Prakel of the United States, who won the mile last year. Ryan Gregson, currently ranked 16th in the world. A familiar visitor to these shores. In terms of the Irish, Andrew Coscoran, Cathal Doyle, Fergal Curtin, Kevin Kelly, 4:01 lifetime best this year indoors, and our pacemaker from Poland is Adam Czerwinski. Ryan Gregson then, World Relays bronze, twice over in 2015, Nick Bideau coaching, and one of the top 16 in the world, and aiming high again. But Sam Prakel took the victory last year. He's a coach as well as an athlete now. He's still only 25. 3:50 is mile lifetime best indoors over the 4 laps.
They love their mile in Cork. Back in 1975, a man called John Hartnett from Ballyhooly ran 3:56.3 on the grass track in Mardyke. After him came the great Marcus O'Sullivan, Mark Carroll, Kieran O'Linard. There's a Cork man in there tonight, Fergal Curtin, seeking to break 4 minutes for the first time and join that great tradition of Cork milers. The meet record is 3:49.77. Ironically, it's the exact same time as the Irish record held by Ray Flynn of 3:49.77. The meet record was set back in 1982 by Sidney Marie from South Africa. We have on the line tonight an eminent field of approximately 15 athletes. Several of them have run in the range of 3:50 to 3:55. We have 4 Irishmen in the field: Andrew Coscoran, Cathal Doyle, Fergal Curtin and Kevin Kelly, all seeking to break 4 minutes for the first time. The challenge is there, the conditions are good, the crowd is excited, and it's the pinnacle of the evening.
The men's mile is up and running and underway. Belmore, Davis, Prakel, Gregson, Dominic, Avila, Knight, Salas, Meslet, Kosker and Doyle, Curtin, Sessamon, Kelly, led out by the pacemaker Adam Chinitsky. And it is straight away going out of the front, Sam Prakel, the defending champion, looking to do a little bit of damage again, and also moving out quite well. Looks to be on the inside Corey Belmore, it is, of Canada, who's got a 4-minute season's best indoors. So Belmore is at the moment leading out. Ryan Gregson, Justin Knight realistically in third place. Osama Meslek of Italy right behind them, and Cork's Fergal Curtin is in 5th spot, taking our pacemaker out of the way at the moment with the Lee Vale vest.
So we're waiting them to go through the first lap to get an indication of the pace. We're looking at about 58-59 seconds. Ryan Gregson, the great Australian, with the 3:52 PB is in third place and monitoring the field entirely. The fact that they're so stretched out means that the pace is honest from the word go. As I said, the meet record is 3:49.77. There are several athletes in there capable of going close or even breaking that record, and the fact that they're so stretched out means that there is a commitment there tonight.
Well, Belmore is holding his own really well at the moment, but for how long can he do that? He's a 3:57 man, and right now Gregson is happy to play us straight behind him, down around 6th or 7th on the outside, but moving up is Sam Prakel, the defending champion from last year in the Cork City Sports. Little bit of a stumble, but just managing to stay upright was Osama Meslek, the Italian. Prakel was on his outside and he was okay and unmolested. 2 laps to go, and it's still Belmore out in front, ahead of Gregson, and now up into 4th realistically. Sam Prakel beginning to make his move.
Yeah, Belmore, he doesn't look as convincing as Gregson looks there. We have Prakel there as well, Dominic. The Irish boys are suffering a little bit back the field, but that doesn't mean that their 4-minute dream is gone, because the pace is strong, the pace is good. We're coming up now with 600 metres to go.
Well, it's very tight, well behind our pacemaker, and a bit of movement. It looks like Eric Avila of the United States is making a move up on the outside.
It's got cagey again. They're not really committing now, unfortunately, and the pace is dropping a little bit as regards getting a meet record. We still will get a significant sub 4-minute mile, but it's going to be a last lap burnout again. And Gregson is there, as he always appears to be in Swords or in Cork, on the shoulder of the likely ones.
Well,
and here's the burn up.
And they go through it around 3:02, so our pacemaker has stepped out, and it's still Belmore out in front, but for how much longer? He's really beginning to struggle a little bit, but he is still leading with 300 to go. Prakel ready to make his move. Gregson ready to make a move as well, and now coming on the outside, it's Sam Prakel ready to hit the front with 2:50 to go. Prakel, who won last year, leads again here. It's been a dramatic race for Meslek. He's almost stumbled a couple of times, but he's still upright. Knight making a move too. Dominic is in 2nd place now for the United States, and also up there is Ryan Gregson. Knight has pushed up well. They're straightening up. Knight coming on the outside with Prakel. Gregson's fighting hard too, but it's Knight, just the Knight of Canada, who's fighting up. But it looks like they're all going to be beaten right at the end by Dominic of the United States. Robert Dominic wins it. What a finish, 3:58.93, and he came from absolutely nowhere. We mentioned him maybe once or twice during the race. Dominic wins in the end ahead of Knight, who'd come really late, but Dominic with an absolutely awesome victory. 3:58.93. Not the fastest we've ever seen here, but one of the tightest, most dramatic finishes that we ever have done.
Yeah, the reason we didn't mention him too often was that he wasn't there in the lead pack for a lot of the race. He was hovering in around 6th place, but when he came into the straight and when he kicked, he had such momentum. Mike looked around, he thought he might hold him off, but he just couldn't cope with that momentum. Gregson was gone, his legs were gone. The really disappointing thing from my perspective, Will, is the way that they didn't bite with this pacemaker on that third lap. They just let the pacemaker run away, and the race died as a contest in terms of chasing fast times. And now it's great for the winner when they come out and they win the race, but the rest of them now are shaking their heads. They didn't get a good time, they were beaten, and it's not as good a night's work.
Well, look, he was 5th, and he comes up on the outside and he takes them all out. Absolutely incredible. And Preikel was 3rd, Gregson 4th, Knight beaten on the line, but Robert Dominic, who finished 2nd in the Edwin Martinez Classic, wins in Cork.
What an exciting finish. What was it like to run in it?
Oh, it was great. I came here 2 years ago, got 4th, so I just wanted to come back this year and win.
And it's nice when you're coming down the straight with your teammate as well.
For sure. We train together and push each other as hard as we can, and it's good going 1-2 with your teammates.
How much do you enjoy running here in Ireland?
Oh, it's great. It treats me well every time I come, so I'm always excited to come back.
What is it about Ireland that you like so much?
I had a teammate, Sean Tobin. He's from Ireland, and he's just a great guy, great people, and no complaints ever.
What does it mean for you to win the race here tonight?
It just means the world. I'm been up and down all year, and just coming back in good form, always makes me happy.
Robert Dominic wins 3:58.91, and just look at how tight it was between the top 4. Knight 3:59, Preikel 0.3 behind him, Gregson in 4th, Meslick was 5th, Cathal Doyle was 9th, Fergal Curtin 12th, Kevin Kelly was 14th, and we held off all the way until the end of the mile, and the rain is coming down in Cork now. So that's it then from the 2019 bound Cork City Sports. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, Dick Cooper, Jesse Barr and Will Downing, it is goodbye from Leeside.